Welcome to the TCO. I am the Corrupted Otaku, and today I'm going to be bringing you my first preview of an anime. Now, the first one that I actually watched, well, it's not like the first anime I've ever watched, but that I decided to do was Spice and Wolf. This anime is completely new to me. At least me personally, you know, I've seen it randomly pop up on Amazon occasionally when I'm looking for, you know, I type in anime and it brings up a, massive list, and I've seen it, but I've never really actually went and dove into it. Well, my friend had it on his hard drive, so obviously, you know, one thing leads to another, and I watched the entire first season, and I actually did enjoy it. One thing that I really did enjoy about it is, number one, there doesn't really seem to be some kind of, like, major world destruction going on, you know, chaos or anything of that nature. You're introduced to basically your main characters, and it's not really, these are your main characters, they're going to save the world type of story. And I really do like that. You know, this is something, it somewhat threw me off about the story, but at the same time it was really good within itself because it wasn't the same mundane story. It was just a simple, simplistic adventure story, you know, like point A to B, and yeah, there's some villains in here, but their goal is not to take over the world or take over a city or anything of that nature, which I really did like. You know, they're telling a very simplistic story without making it massively complicated. So you're introduced to this character whose name is actually Kraft. He is a merchant, that's what he does, or better yet, he's a peddler, a traveling merchant, and that's pretty much what he does with himself, alright? He comes across another character, her name is Holo. Now, she actually is some kind of deity, you could almost say like a forgotten god, in certain senses. Basically, she is a wolf, and basically, the story goes with her is somebody hundreds of years ago came to her and was like, yo, we need your help. So she ended up helping them by giving them a bountiful harvest for the wheat that they grew. Of course, to make balance in equilibrium, she would occasionally make an unsuccessful harvest. So eventually, over time, people started to hate her because they started to alliterate that she was inconsistent. In fact, another character, which I don't really remember her name because she was only in a few episodes, she seemed to be somewhat of a friend of the main character, Kraft, and she turns out to be somewhat kind of a, yeah, let's just, yeah, like I said, I don't want to make it too spoilers, so let's not even go in that realm. So the first season is all about, basically, we're going to focus on Kraft, we're going to follow him, we're going to see his goals, see if he can actually implement his goals, and something that I really did enjoy about this is, once Season 1 actually ended, you know, it was one of those endings to where it was like, it was a satisfied ending, but at the same time it was also one of those things to where it's like, you know, if that would have been the end of the entire series, it would have been like, you know, it would have left you basically wanting more. Not in the sense of like, oh, that was a dumb ending, but like, oh, that was good, I want another one, I want a sequel or something like that. Which, according to various locations I have checked out, none thus why they created Season 2, but we'll talk about that completely later, because this is all about Season 1. But pretty much I've summed up everything that you actually do. The only thing that I would really, you know, I really did enjoy the actual animation within itself. The only real thing that I found somewhat, not really questionable, just relatively odd, is the emotional relationship that they seem to try to be creating with the human character Kraft and the deity Holo. Now, granted, she is basically a wolf, but at the same time, she's a deity, so she can turn herself into a wolf or this humanoid version of a wolf. And no, we're not talking like a werewolf. She looks human, has skin. She just has, you know, basically wolf ears on the top of her head and a tail, that type of thing. And I only found that relationship somewhat odd and weird. I mean, if she would just be an actual race within herself, like she didn't have the ability to turn into a wolf, then the relationship that they're trying to seem to actually implement as if it's there would be alright to me. But because she has this ability to turn into a wolf, I don't know, we're getting into the realm of bestiality there, and I just found it really a little odd and weird. They don't focus too much on it, so, you know, it's not really a massive, big thing. But other than that, that's probably really my only negative thing, is that they're trying to create this love story between the two characters, and it just seems relatively weird within itself, mostly because she has the ability to turn into a wolf. Like I said, if she didn't have that ability and she was just literally a humanoid with, you know, wolf with basically pointy ears and a freaking tail, you know, knock yourself out, you know? But yeah, because she has the ability to turn into this wolf, we're getting into that realm of bestiality, and I'm just like, yeah, this is really weird. So that's really the only thing questionable that I have particularly about this particular anime series so far. But again, at the same time, the positive to it is they really haven't dove a lot into it. They do bring it up occasionally. Another thing that I really do enjoy about this anime is while watching it, which I think is a total of 12 or 13 episodes is the first season, there isn't a lot of filler episodes. In fact, watching it, I didn't even feel like, oh, this is a filler episode, I could skip it. Because I've done that before, watching, you know, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Rurouni Kenshin, many other anime, Inuyasha, and I'll be watching an episode and be like, oh, this is a filler episode, skip. I didn't get that feeling with any of these episodes. They all felt crisp, clear, straight to the point, focusing on the story, the characters within itself, and that pretty much summed it up. In the first season, it has a really low-cut, mild story. Like I said, it's not about saving the world or anything like that, so some people may not completely like it for that particular reason. But if you just want a very simple story with some decent characters that are going on there, to me, the voice acting was pretty good. It wasn't too bad. They didn't try and put in a lot of anime cliches. Like, you know, they didn't create Holo as if she has, like, big fucking hooters and she's always trying to put him in Kraft's face. They didn't do that. In fact, I haven't seen actually any female chick in this anime actually doing that. So, you know, there's positives to a few negatives, but overall, I did enjoy it for what it was worth. And I personally would definitely recommend you at least checking it out. You know, the first 2 episodes. I'm sure you could find them on like Netflix, Hulu, whatever the case may be. I hope you enjoyed this preview of Spice and Wolf Season 1. I will see you next time on the TCO.